Hello, hello, hello. My camera. Focus on me. I think this chart is messing up my focus. So I'm gonna have it off camera, but I'll pop it on camera when needed. Okay. Are we focused? Hello, my name is Evelyn. Okay. Okay. If you want to see someone that looks like a supermodel, you're on the wrong channel. Just this is what you get. Okay. I like my hair today though. It's not too shabby. Okay, not talk about that. Sorry. Hello, my name is Teacher Evelyn Joy, and welcome back to my channel. Camera, keep focusing on me. Thank you. My camera is being very confused today. It says, what am I supposed to focus on? I don't know. Today, we are going to do a bunch of math. Because my last video, I focused on talking about the chart. Explaining the chart, how to do your own math. And I still had people confused. I think I confused people possibly further. Welcome, Kasie. Thank you for watching. Feel free to give a thumbs up. Kasie's going on a walk and watching. Okay. I still had people in the comments going, but that means I make more money. Probably not. unless you're the lucky 5% or 25%, whatever it is, of VIPKID teachers that are improving their pay because of these incentives. So what are we talking about? We are talking about differences in how much you were paid the old way versus now. So I've got 4 different examples. What I've got is an example of, say it's your first time ever teaching for VIPKID. You teach 45 classes in your first month, which is pretty good when you're new. And you have the base pay that they're hiring everyone at lately. Pretty much everyone is getting hired at $750. Okay? So I had someone in my comments, a friend of mine, say, well, it seems like I'm going to be making more money. And I think she's wrong, but we're going to calculate it out for her. She is in tier 6. She teaches about 100 classes a month. And I think her base rate is $8. A lot of people's base rate is $8 because VIPKID used to hire people at that rate. And some people started at $750 and got a raise to $8. So that friend might have gotten a raise and is at $850, but I think she's at $8. I'm not sure. But we're going to calculate it as if it was $8. See if she's right or wrong about, will it be more money? Will it be less? We're going to calculate for me. I am in tier 7. I teach about 120 classes. Lately, I'm teaching about 30 classes a week. So we're going to calculate for that. I know I'm losing money because I have to be at 183 classes a month in order to be level the same amount, right? And I make $850 because I was hired at $8 and I earned one raise a while back, over a year ago. Then we're going to see some of those unicorn people that are rich, that work super hard and are probably very burnt out right now, that are in tier 10. That means they've taught 10,000 plus classes. They work full time, which means 80 classes a week. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's double my max, guys, which would mean 320 classes in a month. And let's say that maybe they were hired at $850 and earned one raise, or maybe they were hired at $8 and earned 2 raises. Let's say maybe they make $9 base pay. So I want to see both ends of the spectrum and a couple of us average people in the middle, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to calculate out how much is it with the old system, which is going to be super fast and quick to figure out. Then we're going to calculate out a really long, complicated math problem. And if I'm wrong, I'll tell you in the comments later. I'm going to try my best to do the math correctly. Going to be using a calculator on my phone app, a calculator phone app, because that's what we do in 2020. And we're going to be comparing how much are these people losing and gaining. I don't already know the answers, but I will tell you that the first person's losing the most and the bottom person's gaining the most out of all of these. And my friend and I in the middle, okay, it's Dani, I'll tell you, it's Dani and I in the middle. We are going to find out how much we'll be losing, because we will be losing. And so let's calculate it out. Where did I put my marker is the next question. Oh, back in the marker container. Who does that? All right, sorry. Here we go. We're starting a little bit simply, okay? So 45 classes. With VIPKid, up until this point, not the people hired right now, but the people hired before December, if you teach at least 45 classes, you make $2 incentive pay per class. Okay. Welcome, Cindy Bennett. She said, it's complicated, but remember that the first few class categories are the same. Yes. Okay. So we're going to say someone just hired teaching their first 45 classes, how much money, incentives, and how much total are they making? So we're going to say they taught 45 classes. So for the first 1 to 20 classes, they make a total of $16. That is 80 cents times 20. Okay, so I don't have to calculate that one. I already have it on my chart. If you saw my other video, I don't know what I'm doing with my dashes and all that. So your first classes. Okay, let's make this chart have words on it. Okay, classes, and then incentive. How about that? We're figuring it out as we go along. Okay, classes, incentive. So this person who is just hired, first 45 classes, they're in tier 1. They make $750. Okay. So their first 20 classes, they're making a total of $16 incentives, right? Which they didn't have to give us any incentives. So for classes number 21 through 40, they're making $24, which is $1.20 times 20. Okay, so then they have 5 more classes. So that's classes 41 through 45 at $160. That's nice. $160 is not bad. Okay, so let's do calculating 1.6 times 5 equals, so they get $8. 8. So we're going to total this up. This is going to be our easiest one because it has the least amount of numbers being calculated. So let's see. 16 plus 24 plus 8 equals 48. So they'll get $48 in incentives. I'm so glad I have multiple whiteboards. Okay. So someone brand new to VIPKid, first 45 classes, base pay of $750. They're making incentive of $48. Now let's calculate how much they're making for their base pay. So it's $750. 7.5. Oh, gracious. I pushed the wrong thing. 7.5, not 705. 7.5 times 45. Oh, gracious. 7.5 times 45 equals 300. That's more than I made my first month, which I only taught like 20 classes my first month, though. Okay, 337.50. Okay, equals. We're going to add that together. So we're going to do plus a 48 equals. So they will make 385. 50. Sorry. 385.50. Okay. So this first person, I'm going to write on a little note card on the side because I need more whiteboards. This is just a lot of writing on things, right? Okay. So this first person, person number 1, under the new system, I'm going to write new. Okay. It's 38. Oh, gracious. $385.50. Okay, so the old system would be the same base pay, $337.50. plus, oh, the incentives are so much higher. 45 times 2. That's $90. Sorry, guys. 337.5 equals. So, y'all, I'm sorry. It was $427.50 on the old system. And now it's $385.50. So we're going to also calculate the difference because I want to know how much we're losing. So I'm writing, one second, 420, and I'll read the chat box in a bit. 427.50. Okay. 427.50. Okay, so now we're going to do the old way, the people with the money. 427.50 minus 385.50. Now, yes, I could do this, you know, carry the one and all that, but I'm just going to use the calculator. Okay, so 427.50 minus 385.50 equals $42 difference. So I'm also writing that down on my chart. So a brand new person under the new system is making $42 less if they teach 45 classes than the old system. Okay. So that's person number 1 losing out on $42. Person number 2 is my friend Dani. Evelyn, I tried this last Friday myself and it took a really long time, LOL. Buckle up if you want to watch this video. My videos are long. Watch time, right? But this is just like breaking it down for people because Dani commented, oh, then I'm making more money. And I'm like, no, sweetie. I'm going to have to, sorry, that's demeaning. This would be like, no, sweetie. Let's calculate it for Dani. She is in tier 6. She works for another company, so don't feel so bad for her. She also gets some GoGoKid hours, but with VIPKid, she teaches 100 classes a month. I'm thinking her base pay might be $8. I could be wrong. She's in tier 6. So let's calculate for someone teaching 100 classes. 100 is a nice even number to calculate with. $8 is a nice even number to calculate with. So let's complicate things by adding in all of this crazy VIPKid math. So for someone in tier 6, so I'm looking at this chart. If you want to know all about that chart, watch my other video. I'm not going to have that chart on camera very much. But let's see. Tier 6. So gracious. Classes, incentive. Okay. So once again, the first 20 classes, 1 to 20 classes, is going to be $16, which is calculated by 80 cents times 20. The next 21 through 40 classes, once again, for everybody, is going to be $24 because it is $1.20 times 20 again. So now we're getting more nitty gritty because she is on tier number 6, so she gets 170 rather than tiers number 1 through 5 get 160. So okay, so for classes number 41 through 60, let me get my calculator out. She makes 170. Wait, 40, 56. Okay, 170 times 20. 170 times 20 equals $34. $34. And then for classes number 61 through 90, which is 30 classes, right? 70, 89, yes, 30 classes. She makes 180 times 30. 1 second. 180. Isn't math so much fun sometimes? 30, not when you're losing money, is 54. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat box. I see people are chatting. Chat amongst yourselves, and I will catch up later. And then for her last 10 classes, which are going to be classes number 91 through 100, she will make, she's tier number 6, so 230 times 10 classes. I just have to move the decimal point. So $2.30, 23 bucks. Just move the decimal, right? When you multiply by 10. Okay, now let's add up the total on my handy dandy chart. And once again, I'm using my calculator. So let's check. 16 plus 24 plus 34 plus 54 plus 23 equals $151 incentive pay on the new system. So 8. Oh, this is not going to be better. This is going to be worse. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Dani. $8 times 100 classes is $800. Okay. Plus the new incentive of 151. We actually don't need a calculator. It is 951. I told you those numbers were easy to work with. Let me write it down on my chart. So person number 2, that's Dani, under the new system makes $951.00. Under the old system, made more, right? $800 base pay plus 45 times 2, right? Wait a minute. 45 times 2 equals 90. Am I count? Not 45 classes. Evelyn, dummy. Sorry, 100 classes. My bad. 100 classes times 2. Oh my goodness. Did I just type in 100 times 2? 200, Evelyn. Duh. 200, which obviously, don't have to put in the calculator, is $1,000. So Dani is losing 1,000 minus 951. She's losing $49. I'm very sorry, Dani. This is the story we're all dealing with here. Next, we're calculating me. Buckle up. So under the old system, she made 1,000. So it's a difference of $49. So the first person lost $42. The second person loses $49. VIPKid is refilling their pockets from all of the incentives they've been giving us over time. They're starting to take some of that money back. Okay. Now we're calculating me. Please don't be jealous that I have a raise. Quoting from the contract, this agreement shall commence on the effective date as defined below and shall continue in effective for a period of approximately 6 calendar months. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Kasie. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is beginning, for me, it might be beginning in January because I'm signing my contract in June to begin in July, and the people signing after August 1st will begin in their new contract, this new system. I'm no expert on that. I'm just telling you what I read, and it could change. So I don't know. Okay, so for me, right now I'm teaching about 120 classes a month. I'm in tier 7. I've taught 3,000 plus classes, and I make $850. I feel very blessed. Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. Don't be jealous. I'm losing money too. Okay, so let's talk about it. How was I doing this? Classes, incentives. Okay. So classes number 1 through 20 is $16. Why do I keep erasing it when I shouldn't have to keep writing it? It's always the same for everyone. Classes number 21 through 40. I'm writing smaller because I have more to write this time. It's 24 classes. I mean, $24. What am I talking about? So now for 41 to 60 classes, 41 to 60 classes, it's going to be the same as Dani's, which I already erased. So let's calculate it again because I shouldn't have erased it. Okay, $1.70 per class times 20 classes equals $34. Sound familiar? We already wrote that down. $34. Okay, so then 61 to 90, which is 30 classes. And in tier number 7, I'm different from Dani, right? I make 190 times 30. So 190 times 30. $57. And then I'm teaching 120 classes. So from 91 to 120, let's see, how much is that? 30. That's 30 classes. 30 times 240. Thank you, VIP Kid. Okay, this is the only bracket that I'm making money in. 240, I mean making more in. 240 times 30 equals $72. Thank you, VIP Kid. That's nice. That incentive could be 0, so. All right, let me add it up. Add up what my incentive in a month would be. 16 plus 24 plus 34 plus 57 plus 72 equals $203 of incentive, which it could be 0. I could have no job. So thank you, VIP Kid, for $203 in incentives. Now we're going to do the math that's going to make me cry, which is finding out how much I'm losing. Okay. Once again, thankful to have a job. How much am I making base pay? 120 classes times $8.50 equals $1,020 plus 203. Under the new system, I will be making very little. Not very little. It's just, I'm thinking about my bills. 1,223. So I'm going to have to teach more classes or start working for Outschool, apparently. Okay, so for the new system, it's $1,223. Oh, good golly. And for the old system, it's 1,020. And then plus 240 base pay, right? So, right? Because, yeah, 120 times 2. Okay. So 1020 plus 240 equals, that's not that much difference. Okay, 1,260. So let's calculate the difference. $1,260 minus $1,223. 1, 2, 2, 3 equals 30. So I'm losing $37. So better than the first person's losing 42. Dani's losing 49. I'm losing 37. So now we're going to look at someone who's actually profiting. So let me write this down on my handy dandy little notes over here, and I'll write this out on a whiteboard. I'm just writing it on a paper right now. I'll show you at the end the numbers. Okay, so if you are just joining us, we are going through and calculating the difference between the old system and the new system of incentive, and who is losing money and who's gaining money and how much it is. Thanks for the thumbs up. Welcome, Dani. Okay, so we did number 1. They are losing $42. We did number 2. That is Dani. You're losing $49. This is me. I'm losing $37. Now we're going to calculate for a unicorn. That is someone who is in tier 10. That means they've taught 10,000 plus classes. So they probably started working for the company 4 years ago, and they've probably were hired at a higher base rate, and they probably have earned a raise or two and maybe make a base rate of $9, and they probably are burnt out and work their rears off to get 40 hours a week, which is 80 classes. So they must be some sort of superhero that doesn't have young children, and this person is a human that sleeps during the day and is awake at night, or lives in Europe and has the best ever schedule and money. Okay, so yes, the people that live in Europe, they get to like teach during the day and teach a lot, be wide awake. It's amazing. So think about living in Europe and teaching for VIPKID. Okay, but you have to be from America or Canada, you know. Anyway, so we're going to calculate this one. These are the only people that supposedly are going to be making money. Let's see how much money this unicorn will make. Because remember, this is not the majority, this is the minority. So VIPKID said, these are the people that we want to give more money to, and everybody else we want to give less money to. They want to encourage us to work more hours. They want more output for their buck, more bang for their buck, I guess. Okay, so classes versus incentives. Classes, incentives. And I could have not erased this, right, Evelyn? Remember how you said you weren't going to erase it? Remember that? Yeah? Forgot again. Okay, classes. Number 1 to 20. We're writing smaller because it's more to do. They are making $16. Classes 21 through 40. They are making $24. Okay. Classes number 41 through 60. They are making, wasn't that $34? Let me do it again. 1.7 times 20. 1.7 times 20 equals $34. I was right. This might not fit on here. I might have to write smaller. Okay. 61 through 90. Sorry, I'm ignoring the chat box. I will catch up later. 61 through 90. And tier number 10 makes 190 times 30. So 190 times 30 equals 57. 91 to 130. They make 250. And how many? That's 40 classes. 250 times 40. 250 times 40 equals, oh, well, I definitely didn't do that right. Came out 10,000. That's not correct. That's how much they taught. Okay, let's see. 250 times 40 equals $100. So they're still making some incentives there. $100. And then for classes number 131 to 180, which is 50 classes, they are making 290. 290 times 50 equals 145. You could become like these people if you want to get addicted to caffeine and sleep during the day and become a vampire, or move to Europe. So those are your options if you want to be rich with VIPKID. And then classes number 181 to 320, because we're saying this person is teaching 80 classes a week because they are really hard workers, If that unicorn person watches this, I'm sorry if I said anything that's offended you as far as your vampire status. Okay, 320 minus 181 equals, so 139 classes. No. I think it's 140 classes. Sorry. Okay. So 140 classes. 140 classes times $3.20 equals $448. And by some miracle, we still have space, so we can add it all together on my chart. Okay, let's do this. 16 plus 24. VIPKID just wanted us to do math. Plus 34 plus 57 plus 100 plus 145 plus 448 equals $824 in incentives. So this unicorn of a teacher who deserves the money because they have dedicated their whole entire life to doing this. This unicorn teacher made $824 in incentives under the new system, and $9 times 320 for base pay, which is $2,880. How much do they make under the new system? They make $3,704. So according to what everyone's saying, they're making a lot more money than under the old system. So now we're going to calculate the old system, but first let me write down on my handy dandy chart. For the new system, they're making $3,704, okay, dollars. Under the old system, it's true. Maybe they made about, okay, under the old system, 320 times 2 equals $640 for incentives, plus $2,880 for their base pay. So it is 640 plus $2,880 equals $3,520, which is about $200 difference, but let's calculate exactly. So the old system is $3,520. So this is the only person in the positive on this chart that we're doing. And let's see. So difference, I'll just put difference on here. Difference of, okay, so $3,704 minus $3,520 equals, they have $184 more. So the unicorns are not taking the money from us, VIPKID is, because the unicorns are only making a little bit more. So $184 more. Okay. So now I'm going to write this little numbers onto a chart to show you guys our findings. So the person in tier 1, this is person number 1, Person number 1. Under the new system, old system, and the difference. Okay. Person number 1, that is someone in tier number 1 with 45 classes with a base pay of $750. Under the new system, they are making $385.50. Under the old system, they made $427.50. That means they are losing $42. And that's someone like brand new to the company, probably needs money. So they're losing $42. Someone like Dani, give or take, I don't know what her base pay is. Someone like Dani, who is in tier 6 and teaches 100 classes. Okay. They are, under the new system, making $951 in a month with 0 cents. And under the old system, they made $1,000 even. Which means they are losing $49, which is a lot. All right, number 3 is poor little old me if I choose to not start teaching more classes. Under the new system, I'm making $1,223. Under the old system, it would have been $1,260. Oops, gracious. That's not a 6, that's a 0. My bad. $60, which means I'm losing $37. And the unicorns, which are not the regular people, are who, tier 10, 320 classes a month, base pay of $90, that'd be nice. Base pay of $9. Okay, this is person number 4 over here. Under the new system, they're making $3,704 dollars. $3,704. Under the old system, they made $3,520, and so they are making $184 more than before. So this is why in my other video I just talked about the chart, because the calculations of the chart need to be separate videos because that is a whole lot of calculating. Now I'm going to go to the chat box, and I may or may not do more math according to what you guys are asking, okay? Somebody's asking about tier 4. Let me scroll up to the beginning of the conversation. I'm going to read all the way to the bottom of the conversation. Oh, gracious. Y'all are talkers. Hello, I have 9 people watching and 6 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Kasie is going for a walk. She says, hi. Cindy Bennett says, it's complicated, but remember the first few class categories are the same. Yes. The chart I had on my live tells you how many you need to break even for $2. Yeah, that's that is on Cindy Bennett's channel and on Tim's channel is Online Teacher Dude. Sorry, brain fart. Cindy Bennett said, tier 7, I need 183 classes to break even with the $2 per class. Anything else, I lose money with the new system. But I also got fewer bookings this week, so I won't have a chance. Same. Tier 7, same. That's why I say I'm teaching 30 classes a week. I used to teach 40, but I'm enjoying having my evenings off now that the kids are back to school, the VIPKID kids. If I don't get the bookings. Okay, Evelyn, Cindy Bennett says, I tried that last Friday myself and it took a really long time. Yes, it does. Gwen Smith says, hello. Cindy Pummer, hello. Gwen Smith, I calculated mine. I'm in tier 4. In May, I got 91 classes. I will lose about $55 per month with the new change. It seems that VIPKid teachers are losing about $40 to $50 per month. Just average what people are working. That's what it seems to be, what I keep seeing. I'm tier 7. Me too, Cindy, said Cindy. Oh, welcome online teacher dude. Okay, good morning, everyone. Hello, Evelyn. Okay, Cindy Bennett said, tier 4, you will need 238 classes to break even, so definitely a pay cut. Not many people teach that much, guys. That's a lot. That's a lot of, because, one second, let me calculate. $238 divided by 4 weeks equals 59 and a half classes. So about 60 classes. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot of classes. Most teachers are teaching under 50, I'd say, a week. So it's a bit of a pay cut, or you're gonna have to work a lot, I guess, or start working for Outschool. So Gwen said, Tim, I was just watching your video from yesterday. Loved all the guests. I need to check out your channel, Online Teacher Dude. Maybe while I'm washing some dishes today or folding some laundry. I hate laundry. If you saw my rant video. The laundry is never ending. I just put 2 baskets away and my husband washes it. I fold it and put it away, so that helps. But today's our anniversary and he gifted me a new basket of laundry to fold and put away. Thanks. We did go on a date. That was very nice. Okay. Online Teacher Dude said, so glad, Gwen Smith. It was so last minute, but it was fun. Tim, it turned out great for being last minute, says Cindy Pummer. Cindy Bennett says, I got the raise starting today as I suspected, fewer bookings. Sad. Yeah, I think some people have seen a correlation between getting a raise and getting less bookings, especially when you get the second raise. But keep pushing forward. It could just be because of what's going on in China right now and what's going on in America. Don't get me started. I'm not going to be talking politics on this video, but it's really sad. Okay. Gwen said, I need clarification on 2 things. Number 1, do our current contracts go through the end of the contract time? Meaning, I'm on contract 3 starting today. Do I change August 1st with the 30-day clause? I don't think there's a 30-day clause yet, but people are saying they could put one. So if you don't have a 30-day clause, okay. So if you're starting, you started your contract today. So 6 months from now, when you start your new contract, this is going to start applying to you according to what they're saying on the emails right now. According to the current information, in 6 months, this will start affecting you. Correct me if I'm wrong in the bottom of the chat box, which I will get to in a little bit. Okay. You stay at the same rate until the end of the contract. Yes, Gwen. Cindy Bennett says, Tim, I am trying out Dreamyard today on a private group. Is that a app? Tell me more in my PMs on Facebook. PM Miss Cindy, tell me about what is Dreamyard. Is it already on Online Teacher Dude's channel? Gwen Smith, what was the 30-day clause? Your new incentive starts with your first contract after August 1st. Yeah, your first contract that comes after August 1st. Yes. The 30-day clause is a rumor, is what it is, as far as I know. Secondhand information rumor. They say if they were to put a 30-day clause, they haven't put one, to my knowledge, which I haven't gotten my new contract yet. So I am thinking of our contract. I am thinking our contracts go to the last day of it. Yes. Yes, Cindy Bennett. It's just easy. I might pay for it. I'm talking about the app you're talking about. Okay, I'm just going to go down through a lot of people saying hello to each other. Quoting from the contract, this agreement shall commence at the effective date as defined below and shall continue ineffective for a period of approximately 6 calendar months. Yep. Good morning, everyone. Kasie, I'm walking and listening. Gwen Smith says, okay. She says, at any time upon the mutual written consent of the parties hereto, if one party has maternally breached the contract immediately upon written notice to the breaching party. That's talking about losing your job from too many teacher no-shows, right? By either party without cause upon 30 days written notice of the other party. That's talking about losing your job, though. That's different. Okay. Thanks, Dani. Happy Farms. I had to double check your name. She used to be Dani. Okay, here's the story behind that. She used to be Happy Farms LA. That was her first channel name when I first started following her. And I said on one of my videos, so Happy Farms LA, like, are you from Los Angeles or where are you from? And she said in the chat box, Louisiana. I was like, oh, LA is Louisiana. I thought Los Angeles. And then I said, what's your name? I keep forgetting. And she said, Dani. That was back when we were beginning our time doing lives a long time ago, over 2 years ago. So she changed her channel name partly from my comments to Dani Happy Farms Louisiana, but it's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. So I think she's just about ready. She has 1.88K subscribers. She's about to hit 2K. So we all know she's Dani. She decided to shorten it to Happy Farms. Almost at 2K, right? It's super cool. We both hit 100 subscribers around the same time, and I'm not to my first 1,000 yet. She's to her 2,000, so she needs to teach me her ways. Her pool videos have been super popular. Okay. But no reason for comparison. I'm happy with my little humble little channel. Okay. Dani said, yep, with all of the things I cannot control, I will go to the garden to get serenity. I like gardening, but I do not feel I can control my garden because my garden has a mind of its own, it seems. But you are a much more experienced gardener. Dani is my gardening friend. I am brand new at gardening. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. So online teacher dude, aka Tim. You should change your name to Tim Online Teacher Dude Malaysia. Just kidding. Don't do it. Don't do it. I wanted my friends on like you guys, but as I said, it was last minute. Oh yeah. Amy Lou, welcome. She said, I just hope I get the last pay raise on the next contract. Then I will at least break even and make the same pay as before. That would be awesome. I have videos on all of the raise requirements. Amy Lou, when do you sign your new contract? Because they are pretty soon. In the next few months, they're going to stop doing that. Okay, Cindy said, Evelyn, I don't think they necessarily want us all to work more. I don't think that is their perspective. There are X classes and Y teachers. We can't all teach over 180 classes per week. I think you mean per month. I don't know. Because it's just 80 classes a week to be full-time. 180 classes a week would be insanity. Insanity. She said correction per month. That's what I meant above. Yes. Okay, cool. Amy Lou said, I've been getting burnt out with 190 to 200 a month. Yes, that's why I'm teaching 120 right now, because I was getting burned out at 200 classes a month, mom of 4. I need sleep. I don't want to be an impatient mom. I try to make decisions that help me be a more patient mom. Sometimes that means a little less work and a little more sleep. Just to keep my own sanity, really. You got to take care of yourself. Happy anniversary. What year? We've been married for 7 years, and in October, we've been together for 8 years. So we met in October 2012, and we married June 1st, 2013. So today is our anniversary. Welcome, Micah Kid. Oh, you said konnichiwa. I thought you. Okay, Micah Kid, I'm adding you as a moderator. Welcome, Meredith Armstead. So you guys are getting to the end of my video. So for those of you who just arrived, you're welcome to rewatch it, or I'll give you the recap. I used my huge chart and I calculated out. This is the summary of all of our math conclusions and everything. I'm summarizing once again, second time summarizing. For someone who is in tier 1, brand new to the company, teaches 45 classes in their first month, and has a base pay of $750, which is what they're hiring people at right now. Pretty much everyone I hear is getting hired at that. Under the new system, they'll make $385.50. Under the old system, they would have made $427.50, and so that's a difference of losing $42. For someone like Dani, who's in tier 6, teaches 100 classes, and maybe has a base pay of $8. I don't know what Dani's base pay is. I was just guessing. Under the new system, they'll make $500. Scratch that. Under the new system, they'll make $951. Under the old system, they'll make $1,000. They made $1,000. So they will. That's a difference of losing $49. This is myself as an example. I'm an average person with the company. I'm in tier 7. I've worked with the company for over 2 years. I've taught over 3,000 classes. I'm in tier 7. I teach lately about 120 classes a month. I did get hired at $8 and earned 1 raise. So I have a base pay of $850 right now. And so for me, under the new system, in a month, I will make $1,223. Under the old system, I made $1,260. And so I will be losing $37. The unicorn teachers who are in tier 10, which means they've taught over 10,000 classes, if they were to teach 40 hours a week, which is 80 classes a week, which is a whole lot of teaching, and difficult hours if you don't live in Europe or Malaysia or Asia. Okay. Sorry. Tier 10, 320 classes a month. Let's say maybe they have a base pay of $9. That means maybe they were hired at $9 because they were doing that way back in the day, back when someone who's taught this much would have been hired, which is like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. This person has been busting their rear to get these bucks, so they make more than us, which is okay. Under the new system, they'll make $300 and scratch that. $3,704. Under the old system, it would have been $3,520. That means they are gaining a difference of $184. So I just wanted to take this chart. My other video is explaining the chart. So if you don't understand how the chart works, my other system is making and explaining the chart. This one is a video on calculating and doing some math and figuring out just how much money are we losing or gaining under this. Yes. Let me read what you guys are saying. Gwen says, I don't have children as young as yours, but my son, 11, has a developmental disability. And so it is like parenting a much younger child. You are right. You need rest for patience. Yep. Very true. I try. Okay. I was raised by a mother who did the best she could, right? But I had a difficult childhood. She had unpredictable rage, and she wasn't around because she had to work a lot. And so for me, being a stay-at-home mom of my kids, I don't want to be screaming and yelling at my kids, which I do sometimes. So I recognize in me features coming from my mom, but I try to nip it in the bud, like catch myself getting angry or catch myself before I get angry and tell my kids, guys, if you continue to make this mess, it's going to make me feel frustrated. I try to recognize in myself the problems that I need to fix so that I can be a better mom, so that I can take better care of my kids, so that I can take a chill pill when I need to, take a breather when I need to, remove myself from a situation when I need to. Because, you know, I was raised with an example of rage, and I sometimes get heated and get mad. And so I try to tell my kids, guys, we need to clean up this mess. I'm starting to feel stressed. We need to turn off the TV and just clean up the living room so mama doesn't get mad. I don't want to be mad, so we're gonna fix this together. Let's clean up, right? So I try not to get, and I try not to go from 1 to 100 real fast like my mom did. I try to, guys, I'm feeling real frustrated right now. Use my words, like Daniel Tiger says, use your words. Use your words. Because especially in quarantine, especially with 4 little ones, especially with a house that feels like a tornado at all times, and my husband gone to work all the time, which I'm so thankful he has a job. I want the house to look nice, but I'm disorganized. They're disorganized. Daddy is organized. He gets home and is like, where are we living? Is this a dump? You know, so I need to, what is that called? Marie Kondo my house, where I just go through and go, does this bring me joy? Trash. Does this bring me joy? Trash. Just bag stuff up and put it in the attic. Bag stuff up and donate it to, I've got whole closets full of clothes my kids have grown out of. And now that I'm done having my last baby, I need to go through and see what I can give away and bless someone else. We have extra toys. We have extra clothes. There are people in need. We need to declutter our home, de-stress the mama, de-stress the daddy, and give all of the extras away so that we're left with what we need and what we want, which is a clean house. So what's that called? Okay. Yes, Martha Henry on her video. Yes, Micah shared the video, and I told her in the comments, the first 5 sentences of her video inspired me so much, where she was talking about Marie Kondo. She was quoting a couple things from the book that was just like, how much have you lost from being stressed over your clutter? Like, what have you lost out on because of your clutter? It's like, I've been a more stressed mama than I need to be, because I don't need all the junk. I don't need all the stuff. It's stressing me out. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Let me read what you guys are saying. Yes, happy Children's Day! It was so sad. I shouldn't even. I only taught 2 classes today. So, my student Annie, she is my regular. I teach her over 100 classes. She always wants to talk about current events in the world. I always don't want to talk politics with her. I'm like, let's just have a happy class. But she was like telling me stuff she was seeing on the news about violence happening in America. And I was just like, isn't it Children's Day in China? Did you have fun at school? And at school they had a celebration, and she was excited because she got to be the person at the microphone that said the festival of Children's Day now commences and now it ends, or whatever. So she got to be the MC of Children's Day. So yeah. Yes. Micah said, I hate my clutter. Exactly. The thing is, I have hoarder tendencies, and I have the desire to be a minimalist. So I'm kind of in the middle where I'm a collector. I accidentally collect way too much junk. And then it drives me nuts, and I just want to throw it all away. So I need to find that happy medium, right? Like for Christmas time, preparing for Christmas months in advance, I got my kids all these toys. And after they unboxed them at Christmas, it was a super exciting day of Christmas. After that, my house was just so cluttered, and it was like, oh, I forgot to get rid of most of their toys before giving them all these toys. So we have too many toys. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, goodness. But when in quarantine, what better time than the present to start to declutter, right? There's a VIP Kid minimalist group. There are a few VIP Kid groups that I do not belong in, and that is one of them. I am not a minimalist by any means. But I mean, there's nothing wrong about having a collection. I have a collection of puppets, for example, but the puppets that I was not using, I actually sold 2 puppets because I wasn't using them for classes. But I love these puppets right here. These are the ones I use. This is my puppet collection. I use all of these puppets regularly with VIP Kid. It makes my classes much better. And I have a new friend as well. These are all of my puppets. But I got rid of 2 puppets, right? So I would call that a collection, not hoarding, because it's not on the floor. It's hoarding when it like fills up your house, right? Anyway. How are you guys doing? I don't want to be political at all on this video. I can make a separate video being political. All I'll say is my heart is breaking and I can't sleep very well at night because there's a lot of people hurting in the world because of coronavirus, because of racism, because of violence. And I won't say that any of them are good because none of them are good. Our world has a disease that's worse than coronavirus. It's a 4-letter word. Do you know what it is? It's hate. And it only has one cure. That's right. They found the vaccine. They found the antidote. They found the cure for hate. Only light can drive out darkness, and the only cure for hate is love. So, try not to get political, but I'll leave it at that. Our world needs love. So, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to love. So let's hoard compassion and empathy. That's the only thing I told my student political today. I said, some people are wrong in hating people that they've never met before, and hating whole groups of people just because of their color, the color of their skin. And it's also wrong to hate people just because of the job they do or the occupation they have. I cannot assume that all people of one race think the same thing, or all people of one job or occupation think the same way, because every person is an individual. Every person is different. When I was in 1st grade, I went to a mostly all-white school. And there was one little black girl in 1st grade, but I'd never seen a black person before, so I had no idea what to think of her. No one had told me anything about races, so I didn't talk to her. She wasn't in my class, but I didn't play with her on the playground. I was just curious, like, what is going on? I had been homeschooled before that, so I didn't know about races, or nobody told me anything. But then in 2nd grade, my dad and stepmom moved to Arkansas. We moved back in with my mom. She was living in the inner city. We started going to public school on the other side of the tracks. And it was 90 to 95% African-American, Black people in the school. And I was the minority. And I learned something very important in 2nd grade that I didn't learn in 1st grade. I learned that every race has every kind of person. Look at me getting political at the end of my math video. I learned that there are bullies who are white. There are bullies who are Black. There are good cops who are white. There are bad cops who are white. There are good cops who are Black. There's probably bad cops that are Black. I learned that there are people who are mean to you who are white. There are people who are mean to you who are Black. There are kids who are your friends who are nice, who are white, and there are friends who are nice who are Black. And I learned that the color of your skin doesn't change your character. And that's actually what Dr. Martin Luther King said. He said that his dream, when he gave his I Have a Dream speech, he wanted his children and his children's children to be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. So I learned in 2nd grade that my teacher was super nice, and she was Black, and she was probably the nicest teacher I ever had. She stood up for me when I got bullied. I a little bit had a target on my back because I was a pretty little white girl. But I also had friends in that class, and they were Black. There were straight A students who were nerds and super smart. They were Black. There were all kinds of different people. And that same year, my mom had a Black boyfriend who was abusive. And that same year, he disappeared from the picture when my mom got pregnant. That same year, my sister was born, and she's half African American. She's the sweetest thing ever, and she was one of the bridesmaids in my wedding. So you can be... My mom married a white guy, my dad, who was a good guy. My mom married... she had a boyfriend who's my mom's... she had a boyfriend who she had a baby with, which was a Black guy, and he was abusive. She married a Hispanic guy who was she was kind of the abusive person in that situation. He was kind of he would just walk away. He would just leave. He's kind of an abandoner. And my mom married a white guy who was absolutely psychotic. He was manic depressive and probably clinically insane. He kind of tried to kill us, and I'm thankful to be alive. So the content of your character is way more important than the color of your skin. I'm married to a guy from Ecuador. He is Hispanic. And when I painted, let me show you. Okay. So this is my family. My husband is a person of color. Some people might define him that way. So when I painted this, he's like, I'm not that dark. I'm way lighter than that. And I'm like, I was just looking off of the picture. Like, to me, it's not an insult to paint someone darker. It's just your skin tone. My mother-in-law, she's a lighter skin tone. She's from Ecuador. And guess what makes her awesome? Not her skin tone, not the fact that she's lighter. What makes her awesome is the content of her character. She's a wonderful person. She's a wonderful grandmother. My mom was white, and she passed away. But before she passed away, I had to keep my kids away from her because she was abusive and she was dangerous around them. And so, unfortunately, I had to make the choice of not letting my mom be around my kids until she was on her deathbed, and then we visited her. And she was white. So, you know, you can't tell me that a whole race thinks the same thing, or that a whole race is a certain way. Anytime you say all women fill in the blank, all Blacks fill in the blank, it's going to be an inaccurate statement whenever you say all this group of people, all cops are corrupt. Incorrect. All, you know. So, yeah. I just think the world needs a lot more love. And I think that forgiveness and love is the only thing that can drive out hate. And I got political at the end of my math video, like I was not planning on doing. So if you're still watching, feel free to give me a thumbs down if you don't like what I'm saying. There's a lot of people out there that think that in order to get justice, violence is the way to go. The problem is, if you commit violent acts and you say you want justice, then you want to be thrown in jail because destroying private property and hurting people and starting fires is vandalism. If you say you want justice and you're doing vandalism, then you're saying you want to go to jail. That doesn't make sense, you know? But at the same time, the media may not depict that there's a difference between people, that there are two groups of people at some of these situations, that there is a group of peaceful protesters and then there are rioters. Sometimes news media might potentially make it look like they are one and the same, but they are exponentially different. So the people who are peaceful protesters are like Martin Luther King type people that are doing what is right, that they're not breaking windows and burning down buildings and rioting. And then there's opportunists. And opportunists may or may not even care about what the peaceful protesters are trying to do, right? Opportunists, they're like, you know what? I want to break some windows. I want to get a free TV. I want to burn down some buildings. Let's do this. And unfortunately, during a pandemic, that means the loss of jobs, of people who need those jobs to feed their families and to pay their bills. And so we see that two wrongs don't make a right, and that in destroying someone's livelihood, or even in killing more people, or even in starting a war, or even in calling it a race war, we're just creating more hate. We're just not fixing the problem. I do think we need to talk more about the race problem in our country. I'm white. So I tend to think I probably shouldn't talk about this on YouTube. But at the same time, I've seen people say on Facebook, I never watch the news because it makes me sad. And I think we shouldn't never watch the news. I think we should limit it. Because we want to be alert, not anxious. We want to be aware of current events, so that we can protect our families, so that we can vote correctly to benefit. How do I still have 7 people watching? I feel like you guys should be like, Evelyn, shut up. I'm leaving your video and I'm giving you a thumbs down. Watch this video, get a bunch of thumbs down. And I'm just going to be like, it's just because of the pay change with VIPKID. It's all their fault. It's not my fault I got a thumbs down. I feel like 2020, we need to start it over. Let's go back to 2019 and like restart things again and figure out what the heck we're doing here. It always looks worse through the TV. Well, I mean, yeah, CBS admitted that they took footage from Italy to show supposedly what was going on in New York. So we know what I've learned in 2020 is that all the news stations are fake news. And I didn't learn that from Donald Trump. I learned it from their own actions, from watching reality versus what's on the news. Reality versus what's on the news. Interesting. They're always going to give their own political agenda perspective, unfortunately. Yeah. Gwen said, I have to hide my toys from my son. Props. I can't imagine your kids with the puppets. Yes, that's why I try to keep my office door locked and keep them out. They have confiscated and taken away a bunch of my furniture props, and they're using it in their doll houses. And they took all of my little family props, and I'm probably not getting them back. And my son destroyed my alphabet prop that I had used for 2 years, and now I'm gonna have to make my own new alphabet prop. And he destroyed my puzzle prop that was numbers. So yeah, my kids are messy and they take things away, but yeah. Okay, Micah, that's a positive thing to hear. Micah says, I think we are going to come out stronger through this. We need this. Sometimes we need to trade blows to gain some respect for each other. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you something. So apparently the end of this video is getting political. I'm sorry. We've got 6 people watching now. I lost somebody. That's okay. Where I live, in an area where my neighbors on my left side are Mexican, probably not legal, just being honest. On the other side of them, also Mexican. On the other side of them, also Mexican. Across the street, African American. No comment. Across next to them, a lot of Mexicans. I think several families live in that house. Right next to us, a couple of white people, kind of trashy. White trash. That's not nice to say, sorry. But I'm sorry. That was not nice to say. The other side, Mexican people who are violent and are always shooting their guns and always having parties are really loud. Down the street from them, we have a pastor and his wife that are African American who are really stand-up good people. We have an apartment complex near us that has a bunch of drug dealers in it. We have a liquor store on the corner and a gas station that you should not go to past dark because there's a lot of like drug dealing and gang violence stuff going around. We've got a basketball court that is oftentimes used by church groups or by teenagers that live in the apartment building. We've got a little community center that a lot of times, church groups and youth groups will play basketball in there and have tournaments and stuff, but also some drug dealers, gang violence, killed 2 people in the parking lot. And that had a little park I used to take my kids to, never will again. So my neighborhood, I can see people straight up from Africa, like Somalia. We have a church for Somalians nearby. So beautiful how they dress like all in white on like special holidays and stuff. And I'll see people straight up from Africa walking down the street. I feel like I'm in a foreign country, which I love cultures. So it's so amazing to me. I'll see people walking down the street with like whole baskets full of like laundry on their head or bags of groceries like on their head instead of like from their arms because that's their culture. That's how they balance and carry things. So amazing. And just like the colorful African getup. They're not African American, they're Africans recently moved to America. And just the beautiful dresses. We have Muslim people. When we go to the mall, my kids play with other little Muslim children in the little play area. And I love it because I want my kids, not like how I grew up when I was 6. I didn't know what to think of a Black person. My kids play with kids with disabilities. They play with kids of all different nationalities. And they just see a kid. They just see it's another kid because it's not weird to them because they've grown up being around diverse people. So anyway, in my type of neighborhood, I've been slightly nervous because we have to wear masks so people can't see me being friendly or smiling. Then I'm in the grocery store and half the people are African American, half of them are white, and we have all this racial tension going on in America. And it made me think, are people going to automatically think that I hate them just because of the color of their skin? I don't want people to assume that about me. I don't want people to think, oh, there goes another white person. White people are just fill in the blank. White people just hate Black people. White people are just racist. White people are this or that. I don't want people to assume that about me, just like I should not assume things about them. But you know what I noticed in the grocery store? We were friendly with each other. If I accidentally bumped into someone or had to pass by them, I said, excuse me. And they said, oh, go right ahead. I had my window down and I was driving in my car. There was a pedestrian coming and I accidentally was still going. And I said, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. And it was a big Black guy. And he was like, oh, you're fine, ma'am. Don't worry about it. And it's like, people are still being cordial. People are still being friendly. People are still being kind, even though we have to wear masks, even though there's racial tension. The everyday people still have love in their hearts. And just being honest, I had a conversation. I still have 6 people watching. How are you guys still listening to me? This isn't about math anymore. Sorry, guys. The math has ended for this video. If you were here for the math, I have 7 people watching now. So, my mail carrier, well, we have 2 mail carriers. One of them is a black lady that we have her 90% of the time. We have a black guy that 10% of the time. I haven't really talked to him because he usually I don't see him hardly. But the black lady who has been our mail carrier the whole time we've lived here, which is almost 4 years, I've occasionally given her like a bottle of water and a granola bar and said thank you, and recently gave her like some hand sanitizer and some hand soap. And so anyway, recently all this stuff has been happening in our world, and I consider her a friend. She's a friend of mine that we chit chat sometimes, and she's black. And so I said to her, I mentioned that I'm just like heartbroken about everything that's going on in the world right now. Everything, the pandemic and the racial tension, everything. And she said, you know what? The devil is going to try to destroy things and hurt people. But you just keep loving people. You just keep doing good. You just keep taking care of your family. And she said, I can tell you're a good mom, which I'm going to tear up. She said, I can tell you're a good mom because you're always outside with your kids. You're always taking care of your kids. Not everybody does that. And so I just I said a little prayer over her as she was walking off, because she was like, just when the devil tries to destroy things, just don't let him do it. Don't let him have control over your home. Don't let him have control over anything. Don't let his plan succeed. I just said, dear Jesus. And I asked her, I said, okay, of all the conversations we've had, I'm so bad with names. What's your name again? And she said, it's a B name. What was it? Barbara. Her name's Barbara. She said her name's Barbara. I said, Lord, bless Barbara. And I said, thank you so much for your service, that you work so hard delivering the mail. Being a mail carrier is a really, really hard job. Just saying. Anyway. So that's my friend Barbara. We talk sometimes. And I just think I wish that I had control over all the evil going on in the world. I wish that I could make the pandemic end. I wish I could give everybody a job. I wish I could make no more sickness and disease be in the world. I wish that I could make all the races love each other, make racism end. I wish that all cops were just and honest, and I wish murder never happened. I wish that wives of people that are in law enforcement didn't have to worry about whether or not their husbands would come home today, and there's women in law enforcement too, but yeah. The world needs more Jesus. That's just my 2 cents. All right. This has been an interesting math video turned political. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. Bye.